Sam and Brownie.
The podcast.
Good morning, Melbourne.
Good morning.
Whoa.
How's everything going?
Going great. Had a viewing of Childish Deano last night. Twice.
What?
Twice.
2 episodes of Dino's new animation. It's unbelievable. Second episode dropped a couple of days ago. But last night, Jackie Brown and
Mim?
Mimi. Now, Mimi's 8, Jackie Boy's 10. And Jack turned to me and asked me 3 times, Dad, are you sure kids are allowed to watch this?
Ha.
And I said, hey, mate, we're watching it, aren't we?
Well, mate,
We're watching it, so you're allowed to watch it.
a new one comes out this morning and it's the SHIT word is dropped
Good.
4 or 5 times.
Great.
I love the use of
That's
prick.
exciting.
That's thrilling for a kid.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I love the use of prick because you can pass it off to a kid.
Yeah.
And say, it's okay. I feel like I'm not an irresponsible parent. Like,
Yeah,
I know it's on the line, Swan.
On the line.
And I know it's a harsh word, but you sort of don't look with guilt when you look at
Yeah.
your cute little 8-year-old daughter.
I was thinking I'm going to send the links to Kit's teacher.
Yeah.
They could have a
It's on
viewing.
the big screen.
So
And then I listened to it again with different ears.
I
and
think-
I don't think so.
I think your adult teacher can handle the word prick.
I think my teacher can. I don't think
Yes.
the kids can.
Well, I love the detail too. I text Dino, said, very important detail that may have been missed by the viewers.
Yeah.
Childish Dino wears the mighty KT26s.
Of course he does.
It's the woodwork teacher's choice, John, those shoes.
Absolutely.
In real life and also in the animation.
Yes, that's
Yeah.
right. They are underrated shoe.
Thank you, John. Ask Brownie later on. We're doing Nova's Shout where we just hand out concert tickets and shout you guys drinks. We've got a lot of comedians coming in today. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Dane Simpson, Harley Breen, and the great Sandi Toksvig. I'm excited about her,
Yeah, also, if you want to go see Mary Poppins, the stage show, it looks freaking phenomenal.
doesn't it?
We've got your free tickets in the next 15, 20 minutes. But next, Jonathan goes into depth regarding an orgy at a Westfield shopping centre. I mean, could there be a sexier location?
Yes, they could.
Oh, they could. Okay.
Yeah.
Chrissy, Sam and Brownie.
Get the jump on summer and check out whatif.com for amazing getaways. Aussies just know how to summer. It's in our DNA.
Bring it on. Book your accommodation, flights, car hire, and more. All on the What If app.
What if it's Aussie for travel?
Dua Lipa, I believe she would be in this fair city right now, tonight. How good if you got a ticket? Please let me have it. We're doing Nova Boy Jams at 11, all Dua Lipa, pre-concert tunes from 6 with Mel Tracina, and then after the gig, if you're going, put it on Nova 100 for the post-show party with Mel as well. It's going to be all about Dua Lipa because she's in town. How good?
Yeah, surely she's been to the Hillsville Sanctuary.
Yeah, man.
Surely. Well, that's where all the big celebs go.
She did post some stuff from some sort of wildlife area. It might have been Hillsville. She was, feeding kangaroos and whatnot.
Clutching a koala like a baby.
Yeah.
Very good. I'm going to take you to North Brisbane. I'm not sure whether Dua Lipa's playing in Brisbane or not, but she may not have made an appearance out of North Lakes.
North Lakes.
I've been out there before.
I have too.
It's a new area. Well, it's a newer area, Swanee.
Yeah,
In
it's on the way to
context of-
it's on the way to the Sunshine Coast.
Absolutely, it is. Played golf out there before. But there's a Westfield. That's the main thing. It's the centrepiece of North Lakes.
Yep.
And there was a bit of an issue the other day for a young mother named Ashton Groan, which seems seems like a funny name when you listen to this story. Ashton Groan said she was at Westfield North Lakes in Brisbane on Sunday at around 1:30 p.m.
Middle of the day, John.
Middle of the day on a Sunday. Everyone should be at church. She just finished church, gone off to do a little bit of shopping when she stumbled across a group of teenagers engaging in what can only be described as group sex in a parent's room.
What?
Wow.
So, well, Swanee, if you're going to do that, you'd want to go to the parents' room because they're always big, aren't they?
They
They're a lot
are
bigger.
spacious, yes.
Great point, John.
She was with her 2-year-old daughter at the time, the Courier Mail reported. That's the main paper up there. It's like the Herald Sun here.
Great Courier Mail.
Quote, I walked in on what I can only describe as some weird orgy.
Really?
Imagine this. So you just picture this, walking in to the parents' room at North Lakes on a Sunday, you're just doing some quiet shopping with your 2-year-old daughter.
Your kid's got a full nappy. All you need is some 2 minutes to bloody change the thing.
Absolutely. You've got, so who's involved in this orgy? 4 teenagers having sex on the bench.
Guys.
Near the microwave and then moved into one of the breastfeeding cubicles.
Near the microwave?
Have some respect.
And
Have some appliance respect.
And also, since when do these baby rooms have microwaves in them?
Yeah, good point.
That is a good point.
I've never been into a baby room. Not that I've been there a hell of a lot, Swanee.
Oh, for your-
only going there for
orgies. Yeah.
They might have come a long way since you've
Yes.
had a baby.
And breastfeeding cubicles. I didn't realise they had cubicles. I just thought they were an open
Me too.
room.
They
yeah,
build them
things are-
fancy at North Lakes.
North, North Lakes.
North Lakes.
And
I wonder
these-
if there was a bed. Obviously not, or it would have been utilised in this position.
No bed.
In this
No bed,
situation.
no.
These
Only
bloody
cubicles.
kids, John.
Miss Groan said the teens were making a great deal of noise and swearing.
Groaning. Moaning and groaning. Yes, Brendan the turtle.
That's live from the parents' room.
Is this from North Lakes?
From North Lakes.
The room's mic'd up.
That's a room.
Interesting. That's actually...
Microwave and hidden microphones.
Wow. Okay.
Just a little nod to Brendan the turtle.
I miss Brendan.
Oh,
I
you
do
show.
too.
The towiest turtle we've ever met, in many ways.
That's the actual sound of a turtle doing it.
That's right.
That's
Miss-
invasive, by the way.
What do you mean?
It's a privacy breach. Why was somebody recording Brendan while he
yeah.
was on top of a female turtle?
If I'm honest, I think he's a freak and likes the thrill of being caught. John?
Like these teens. Miss Groan went on to say, I didn't feel comfortable saying anything to them as there were 4 of them and only me and my daughter. I threw my daughter half-dressed and the contents of my change bag into our trolley and left in disgust. I honestly will never be using the parents' room again without someone else with me.
Walk it off, mate.
Walk it off.
What's the likelihood of walking back into the change room and seeing an orgy with 4 teenagers at North Lakes?
Absolutely.
Minimal.
They
Get
would have been
over it.
vaping as well.
Probably.
No doubt. A couple of pineapple vapes going.
I wonder if they were wearing tech fleece.
Probably.
They unzipped the tech fleece.
So why didn't they lock the door is my question, John.
Well, that's thrilling, though. Miss Groan, what's she complaining about? Because now she's got the stories, the backyard barbecue.
Yeah.
She's got the story to top all stories. 'Cause obviously she can go into greater detail what this article says.
Yeah, suddenly Miss Groan's the most popular lady in Brisbane because she
is.
has this damn story.
You know what, though? She wasn't popular amongst the staff. She made a stance. So she went and put in an official complaint to the Westfield staff.
It's not their fault.
And she alleged that the centre staff were indifferent about the orgy and giggled when she reported it.
Yeah, they're my sort of people. What would your reaction have been?
Straight away, I thought, was Chrissy Swan working?
This is the Chrissy, Sam and Brownie podcast. Dane Simpson, a comedian originally from Wagga Wagga. Hell of a town. You may have also seen him on the cheap seats cooking up with Adam Liao. Celebrity letters and numbers, and of course, have you been paying attention? But you can catch his comedy special Didgeridoozy, which is out now on Paramount Plus. Here's Dane.
Welcome, Dane Simpson. It's always a thrill to see you.
Thanks for having me. This is really cool. My special come out today.
Sell it to us.
So good. Oh, it's me. It's didgeridoo, and it's a doozy. So it's
Didgeridoozy has got to be the first time I saw that. It must have been not this comedy festival. The one before was the first time I saw the show Didgeridoozy.
yeah. I was doing a preview.
And that was when I fell in love with you. I was like, this guy is my guy.
Yeah, that's really cool. It's evolved since then. Obviously, as shows do.
Of course.
And that was a preview. That was just me, sort of like just putting out ideas, and then quite recently. So obviously, Perth was meant to be the first showing of it this year in January, and then we couldn't do Perth because we couldn't travel and all that type of stuff. People forget this.
Was that in January?
January this year. Which is crazy. And then I ended up doing the show in Adelaide. So I wrote it, put it together on the plane to Adelaide, which my wife hates.
Yeah.
Cram it to the last minute. And then
It's only a 45-minute flight.
it's from here, from Wagga Wagga, it's a little bit longer. I went to via Sydney, and I went to the show 2 hours early, and then just walked. I reckon I walked like a little track into the backstage area, just going through the whole show, and then went out, did the show, won the award, best comedy.
Wow.
Come on.
Yeah.
So then you made a commitment to yourself and everyone else that you were never going to prepare for anything ever again.
That's. I rang my wife, and she's like, "I hate you." And
That's unbelievable.
Imagine what you can do, because your next one, you're going on a tour of India. Imagine what you can do on the flight to India.
oh, absolutely.
You'll cover the next 5 years worth of shows.
Yeah, I'll write a TV series.
Tell us about going to India. I didn't know that there was a comedy scene in India.
Yeah, well, either did I. So the Melbourne International Comedy Festival Roadshow is going to India. We're leaving on Tuesday coming.
Wow.
We're going to be there for 2 weeks doing shows in Mumbai, Delhi, Chennai, Pune, a few different places over the next 2 weeks. Like, amazing. So there's only taking 2 comedians this year, myself and Alex Ward, who's absolutely fantastic. And killing it at the moment as well. And what an honour, to cruise with the Melbourne International Comedy Festival.
Yes.
Like, if they sort of believe in you, then you're sort of doing something right.
Yeah.
So
Are they going to film that too for a special at some point?
I don't think so. I think all it is just it's a road show. So they do a road show around Australia, going to these little places in regional New South Wales, which is really cool for me. That was my first experience to comedy when I was growing up. Like in Wagga Wagga, we don't have many comedians. We have Carl Barron, the king, and then that's it, realistically. And then, we don't really have, me growing up, we didn't really have many access to a lot of comedians.
Hey, Dane, I feel like we've got to tell you, man, India is the snake death capital of the world.
Is it really?
Yeah,
Yes,
you
it
would
is.
think Australia would be up there.
Yeah.
Not even close.
No, we have 2 deaths here a year, and I think India has over
51,000.
51,000.
In saying that, you don't see a lot of Australians, playing instruments towards snakes.
That's a good point.
That's true. We're not teasing them, are we?
Yeah,
Good point.
No,
We're not
keeping
whacking
them in
them in a
baskets
basket.
in our living room.
Well, imagine playing that didgeridoo to one of those cobras over there.
Yeah, I did. I brought my little travel didgeridoo over. It does look like a little bit of a snake.
It does. It does. And you played, you were on the cheap seats this week, and instead of singing them out, which we often like people to do, you played the didgeridoo, and you've brought in your travel didgeridoo.
I brought in my travel one. On the cheap seats, I was playing my actual didgeridoo.
For those playing at home, when obviously everybody knows what a didgeridoo looks like, it's the long, skinny one.
Yeah.
This one is it's like sleeping.
This one looks like a crazy French horn or something.
Yeah, it does.
Very curly. It's curled into like an S shape. Right?
Yeah, right.
And I thought it'd be like a funny gag because
It's so beautiful. It looks like a bagel.
It does.
Yeah.
I used to read comic books when I was a kid, and because it's an S shape, and I did the whole Superman thing, it's my people's symbol for hope. And the crowd just took it earnestly. Like, they're like, it's an Aboriginal thing. No, it's
When you say it like that, it's kind of lovely.
It does.
It is
It sounds
lovely.
great.
Is that a different technique required than a normal didgeridoo?
No, it's exactly the same. And I take it with me because it's easy to whack in my bag.
Yeah.
Yes.
I was having some troubles with a few airlines lately putting my didgeridoo underneath, and they were charging me for it. And there was a big thing because there was a bloke that was putting his guitar underneath, and he was getting it for free. And I'm like, hey,
Yeah.
this is an instrument. It's not
Culturally insensitive, I would have thought.
Yeah, right. Well, even it's an instrument. Either way, if that's for, I'm with APRA or whatever they're called.
Yeah,
so I can
Whatever
take
they're called.
whatever they're called. That big industry. I should take the instrument for free.
Yeah, you should.
But and so they've changed all of their policies and stuff now. So you're allowed to take a didgeridoo for free, which is
You're a
pretty
pioneer.
cool.
That's good.
I said, I wrote about it on Twitter. So Elon helped me out.
Hey, did you hear? Obviously, Elon Musk has taken over Twitter. He fired a bunch of people.
Yeah.
But then he had to rehire a bunch of them because he realised the people he fired, he needed their skills.
Oh, that's fantastic.
So he's made him redundant, paid him a shitload.
And then he's gone, only joking.
Yeah, I need you back. Is he English?
Oh, God.
Only joking.
I was knocking around. Come on.
Hey, speaking of the Digigen and circular breathing.
Yeah.
Does that literally mean you're breathing in and out at the exact same time?
Not literally so, and I was talking about this when I first started writing the show, but it is just filling up your cheeks with air. Does that sort of make sense? And then you're pushing that air out, and then you breathe in your nose. So you're not expelling air through your lungs. So it's just filling your cheeks up, and you can push it physically with your fingers.
That's the best description I've ever heard, because exactly what you said with circular breathing, I've always been like, well, that's just impossible. You can't breathe in and breathe out. It's possible for me. Breathe in and breathe out at the same time, and I've tried it.
Yeah.
Many, many times alone going... Well, I'm like, well, that's it. I'll never be able to play didgeridoo, but that makes sense.
There's been a lot of controversial stuff in the TikTok lately with there's been people playing the didgeridoo. It's so how it works, how they're trying to sort of give it, and this is going to be a very brief and a very in a very weaved culture, right? So Aboriginal people, obviously, we've got different types of cultures all across Australia, or different nations, we would say. You've got Pummeroy people, and then there's a traditional people here in Melbourne. What are they called? The Ghana?
Wurundjeri
people.
Yeah.
And then over Wiradjuri is where in Wagga Wagga. So, and every culture has a different language, different race, like different backing, different everything. So
different traditions as
different
well.
Traditions. Religion would be the big thing. And so, I say religion, but it's the dreaming stories, the creation. And they say with the didgeridoo is that in Wiradjuri, so they've got all different beliefs, but in Wiradjuri they say that a woman actually found the didgeridoo. It was this wind passing through this wood on the ground, and she wanted to make that incredible music. So she's picked it up, she's playing it, and she's becoming really good. She's using muscles in her stomach that she's not used to using before. And by the time she took it to the elders, the people who make these laws, they found out that she was infertile, so she couldn't have babies. So they said that they blamed the didgeridoo. They were like, we can't have people. So they didn't want women to play the didgeridoo. But I was up north, and this other guy told me this yarn, and it's different people, so it's different culture. But they say in their traditional world is that there's a spirit that lives inside the didgeridoo, and that can actually enter a woman's body, and that can make her pregnant.
What?
So it's the complete opposite, right?
So women in that particular culture are allowed to play the didgeridoo?
No, they're not.
No.
They're not allowed to play because it's to do with that. That's sort of like a man's.
So women getting pregnant or not getting pregnant, still no good.
Depending on where you come from. And
yeah.
I also heard. I think I was in Queensland, and this bloke was telling me this yarn that it's the voice of a god. Who's about I think when young boys are becoming men, and it's to give it that little bit of it's this God talking to the young boys and going, you can be a man, climb to a top of a rock or to a hill and do these traditional ceremonies, and then they'd play these songs through the didgeridoo. And it's not it's not sexist in a way, because there's traditional instruments for men and women, but I think in that time in their lives, and when they're teenagers, and they're women would go down to the river and they're doing their official ceremonies, and there's songs that men don't sing because it's just not to do with men and becoming. It's about becoming a woman and that whole sexuality and all that type of stuff. So so it's entangled in that. So when people I seen on TikTok, there was a girl, particular. I don't even think she was part of Australian culture. She could have been English or American or something. She was playing didgeridoo, and people were like, "That's disrespectful." I think it comes from your point of view, where you come from, and the backing, and it's to tied in with religion, sexuality, and all that type of stuff for some people, and some people it's not. Some people it's just I think.
Well, I'm just desperate to hear the sound of a didgeridoo right now.
Please take us out, man. The comedy special, Didgeridoozy. It's out now.
Yeah, on Paramount Plus. Get onto it.
Didgeridoozy. Yes!
That's awesome.
Love you, man.
Ever wondered what happens in the studio? Check out Chrissy, Sam and Brownie on Instagram.
Chrissy, Sam and Brownie on Nova 100. Big John, what do you got for us?
Huge news, Christy.
Huge.
We're so excited about this. We just can't contain the excitement in the studio because Rod Stewart has just announced that he's going on an Australian tour.
Come on.
He's coming down under for the last time.
Yes.
He's
now
very
this
strong
is
with his
key.
instruction.
Rodney Rude.
No,
Quote,
different guy.
It is the last time, and I will savour it. I have more energy now than the last time I was there, and you'll witness this, said the 77-year-old Rod Stewart.
He was amazing. I saw him last time, and for a long time, I used to call that concert. It was a day on the green, and I used to say that was the last time I had fun. It was just before I started having kids, and then it was just exhaustion,
Swanee.
overload. It was the last time I had fun, and I'm going to have fun again.
Really?
Goddammit.
You could feel it in your loins?
Who else is on stage with him?
What about the opener? Just a quiet little known musician called Johnny Stevens.
Johnny Stevens?
What?
Johnny Stevens will open the bill
Holy shit. I'm so
into Cindy Lauper.
I've never seen For me is good enough. I have never seen her live. I'm there. You and I are going to this, Jonathan.
Swanee, we've got a couple of opportunities. 14th of March,
Yep.
Tuesday night at Rod Laver Arena. Looks like that'll be me.
Yep.
Saturday night, March 18, at Mountain Eda Estate down in Geelong.
Yeah,
Stay on the
this
green.
is not a plug, by the way. This is just something that you really need to do. You
We're
need to get
excited.
your ass in there too, Dino.
You telling me Rod's going to be inside Rod?
Yeah,
yes,
Rod inside
yes.
Rod. You've
Or
got to
Mountain Eda.
Rod.
I reckon I'd take my knickers off and throw them at Rod.
Yeah,
If
you
I was
would.
down there at that winery.
He's one of the great sexist pigs. What else was in the press release about the backup singers?
I love this quote. There are 12 people in the band, 6 of whom are women, and are drop dead gorgeous.
Wow.
Every single one of them.
Yes, Rod. Yes, you old dinosaur.
They're great singers.
I love you, Rod.
But they're hot, and that's the most important thing.
Well, that is the most important.
Obviously.
Christine. About time someone said it.
I'm there anyway.
This is the last time you'll get to see the great man.
You've got to see him. You'll lose your mind.
Chrissy, Sam, and Brownie.
The podcast.
Good morning, Melbourne. Welcome to your Friday. We made it. And here, resplendent in white. It's a nice day for a white wedding. Sam Payne.
Good morning, Melbourne. Did we make it? We're leg in the air, as you would say, John.
That's
It's been
true.
an easy week this
Makes
week.
you look bigger too, the white.
What are you
That's
doing?
why he wears it.
Showing off his guns.
Everyone knows that.
Yes.
And his
That's it.
tan.
Hey, where were you last night?
Just a little comedy club called the Comics Lounge. Dean, ever heard of it?
Oh.
That's one of yours. I like that.
Actually, no, I haven't. Where is
It's
it?
in. It's in.
I have. Because I have, Sammy.
Iconic.
Yeah, actually, no,
comedy
where is
venue.
it?
It's in Errol Street in North Melbourne. Popped in there. Saw some.
I love North Melbourne.
What about there?
Who's on the bill?
Well, one of your favourites, Dave Thornton.
Oh, I love him.
One
Carl
of-
Barron?
No, Carl Barron. He was working
Jim
on
Owen?
the door. Working on the
Steady
door. No,
Steady Eddie.
Daniel Connell and my.
Oh, Dan Connell.
I
he's
like
a real
Dan
Funny man.
Connell, funny
Tom
man.
Seagat was MC.
Oh, the suburban
and then
footballer.
there you go. And then a wonderful new comedian I had never met her called Sashi Pereira.
Great.
She was hilarious, yeah. So it was just a great night. Just thought I'd pop in, off to Sydney today, Swannies, up to the. I was going to say
Big smoke.
Where are you playing? Is it the Enmore?
No, the State Theatre.
Don't hardly mind.
Please,
Pardon me,
Christine.
Krista.
Sydney Opera House was obviously booked out by somebody, by some sort of live podcast on that day.
Not a one-man band here with the harmonica and the drums. We're doing a real show, Swanee.
This is the Chrissy, Sam and Brownie podcast.
Good morning, Melbourne. Dua Lipa's in town tonight, and from 11 this morning, we're doing Nova Boys Jams, Dua Lipa. If you're going to the gig, we're having a pre-party and a party after the gig tonight on Nova 100. Cam Deano from Smooth FM was on the show
He was on yesterday, but after 8:30. So if you listen, I know people listen to this show at different times, and people listen to radio at different times and for different amounts of time. And so you might have heard Cam Deano yesterday, but he's one of our. What a discovery he's been in these 7 years.
Just
great.
wonderful.
I've admired him from afar. Always thought he was very handsome, but then what a career! And then
I think most people would think he's handsome.
I think he's getting better looking as he's
so.
getting
I want
older.
a long lunch with him. Imagine his
Yeah.
story. He'd have some good stories, mate. Of
Well,
Hollywood.
are you envious of me at the Acras? I was with him all night. He is great company.
Is he really?
Yeah, great, fun, light
Yeah, he is.
conversation.
It doesn't
and,
surprise me,
And a
actually.
bit naughty, good,
Yeah.
fun.
So we've met him because of a sister station relationship with Nova and Smooth. He does nights, 8 till 12, and so over the 7 years.
Does he do that live?
Oh, I absolutely.
Yes.
Yes, he does. And you should. He takes calls if you want. Try it again on tonight. Anytime between 8. Just keep ringing between 8 and 12 tonight and see if he gets through. See if he picks
I
up.
will.
He does it from a bubble bath. A lot of people don't know that.
Exactly.
I'm going to ring him on the way home. I'll be on my way home about 11:30.
Yeah, see if
A
he's
couple
there.
of drinks under my belt. That could be fun.
So anyway, he's what a surprise. He's made a seamless transition into radio and is a wonderful broadcaster.
Yes.
And there was a time
Mates
in the
with Tom
last.
Cruise.
Yeah, and Coolio.
Yeah.
There was a time in the last 7 years when I was thinking about a change. Well, I was thinking about the future, Christine.
Yeah.
And I got Cam Deano to help me audition for what could possibly be the future if I end up on
Just
Smooth.
to see if you've got what it takes.
And because he's like a mentor to me when it comes to Smooth. So I did some auditions, and Cam is there at the end for his critique. He's there kind of walking me through it.
Sure.
This was one of them.
Okay.
Hey there. This is Sam Pang on Smooth FM. What a beautiful night. A perfect night. To smash a whole tub of ice cream while your 6 cats stare at you, judging you, talking to you, urging you to open up that 4-litre cask of Fruity Lexia and embrace the numbness.
No, Sam.
What?
You're better than this.
Hey, that's pretty good.
Not a
That's
bad.
good.
That's
Pretty
it,
good.
Dado. It's the first go at it.
I feel like that's my future.
Well,
There's something in there.
You doing Smooth auditions would
No,
be amazing.
no, me being the person on the couch.
The
cat's staring at
embracing
Yeah.
the numbness. Yeah, well, I think you've been doing enough of that, big fella. Let's keep an eye on that, all right?
All right, he started off a bit grumpy at the end. Let's see what happens here.
Tell the truth. Let's go again.
Hey, Sam Pang here on Smooth FM. Have your divorce papers come through? Are you wondering where did those 11 years go? Are you there just at home, trying to squeeze into your wedding dress that you wore on that fateful day, thinking I'll never love again? Here's Fine Young Cannibal.
Not Smooth FM.
What?
Sammy.
No good?
Mate, Dado's a hard taskmaster.
Yeah,
mate.
he
I thought the transit. Here's Fine Young Cannibals.
I
Bang.
love how you rushed that.
Yeah.
I was like, okay,
got it.
I've painted the picture. Now let's have some music.
How
Gonna
good are
hit-
the Fine Young Cannibals, though?
Man.
so good.
I was going to. Well, it was important, even on Smooth. You got to hit the post, don't you? You gotta hit the lyrics, don't you?
Absolutely.
Anyway, so that was. You can see Dado not still. You know, he's trying, but I don't think it doesn't feel like he's got a lot to work with, right? So anyway, I keep going, Swanee. I keep
Great.
Oh, hey there, Melbourne. Sam Pang on Smooth FM 91.5. Are you feeling good? I am. Of course, it could be that bag full of ecstasy tablets.
No! Sam! Now you're wasting my time.
Yes, I've broken him. I've broken him, Deano. Come on, Dado.
How dare you waste Dado's time? Of all the time to
I
waste.
know he's starting to get grumpy though. He's
Yeah.
starting to get grumpy. This one, there's
I
two
didn't know
more.
that man could get grumpy.
Yeah, no, I've done pretty well.
Yes.
That's how it started. I thought if he didn't like the first one, I didn't think I was in a lot of trouble. That was my best take. All right, this is the last audition for Smooth.
You actually got quite a soothing voice.
It's lovely.
I'm surprised.
nasally,
The nasally
It
tones.
put people to sleep.
No, it
yeah.
really suits you.
It actually does.
All right, here we go. One more.
Breathe. Breathe into your belly, mate. Again.
Oh, hello. I didn't see you there. You ever think about being a widow? How your soulmate is gone? How you're both so sure that you'd pass away together peacefully at home, old, and instead that man you loved for 50 years went before you. I mean, one day he's your soulmate, and the next day he's gone. Autoerotic asphyxiation.
No.
Jeez, you're a hard taskmaster, Dado.
Jeez, you're a hard taskmaster, Dado. He's not letting you get away with anything.
Go with anything.
One more, please.
All right, the only thing I'd say is this. All right, I said to Dad, I said, listen, that's not my strength, but I tell you what I can do, even on Smooth FM. I can hit the post, Dado. I can hit the post.
Hey there, Melbourne. This is Samuel J. Pang on Smooth FM. Just sit back and relax. That's right. Relax.
Hit the post.
Yes!
Bang! Sammy! You hit the post!
Thanks, Dado.
Want to see what happens in the studio? Check it out on Facebook. Follow Chrissy, Sam and Brownie.
Speaking of fine quality music, Jonathan, in this 7 years we've done a lot, but do you remember when we formed a bluegrass band?
I do. And, unfortunately, COVID came along.
Yeah.
And really knocked the momentum out of that band.
It took the tour off the road.
What was it called again?
Brown Sugar Brown and the Button Boys.
Yes, and you had merch and everything.
Enjoy.
Morning, ladies and gentlemen. How y'all doing? It's time for an education into country music with Brownie's Music Muster.
That's right. And probably the one song that has inspired us to create our own single was this song.
Red Solo Cup. I fill you up. Let's have a party. Let's solo cup. I'll lift you up. Proceed to party.
What's that?
Proceed to party.
Proceed to party.
What a song. Well, we've been inspired by that, Swanee.
Yeah.
So set ourselves the challenge of coming up with our first ever single, our first ever country music single. Now, I've got my esteemed colleagues here. Tim Mountford, who is the great sound man, audio man. What do you call yourself?
Very Brodie.
Mount.
What is your official
what
title?
is your
then,
official
Mount?
title?
What is it? Senior? No, it's breakfast audio producer. I don't look at many emails, but it's breakfast audio producer.
Okay, there you go, Tim Mountford. So you are
Love you, Mount. Good to see you.
You are
Good
the
to see you,
mastermind
Deano.
on the buttons behind the scenes, and of course our friend Deano, who is our friend on the buttons on air.
But Brownie, with this segment, you've learnt the mechanics on how to make a perfect country song.
How to make a perfect country song. So we formed the band.
Yeah.
We've called it Brown Sugar Brown
Yeah.
and the Button Boys.
Okay.
So it's a band.
Both hit a lot of buttons.
Both hit a lot of
There
buttons. The
seems
Button
to be
Boys.
a lot of work that's gone into this.
Has it got a bit big on you, do you think?
I'll let you be the judge because this is our first ever country
What's it called?
music
What's it called?
single. The title is inspired by what Deano says about radio all the time. What does he say?
Radio's an easy joke.
Radio is easy. Here we go.
I like it.
My name is Jonathan Brown, and I'd like to sing you a song about four people on a show who all just get along. Now let's start with number one on the air and in your hearts. It's clearly your man Browny on Nova, the home of darts. My number two on the left of me is the national brand. It might not be Australia, but I heard he's big in Japan. We love golf, football, and Rocky, and next to me, he looks like a jockey. But he's my friend Sam Pan.
Radio is easy, now write this down, folks.
How did you do this?
Radio's a very simple, elementary joke. Radio is easy, I tell you happily. Radio is easy.
Now, who would have thought this boy from the bush would beat Australia's Oprah? It's Chrissy Swan. She's funny. She's first. She is the queen of Nova. I challenge you to find a better laugh. You can. It's up. Game over. She is from Big Brother.
Radio is easy, now write this down, folks.
So catchy.
Radio's a very simple, elementary joke. Radio is easy, I tell you happily. Radio is easy.
Now, hold on, ladies and gentlemen. Who could forget our friend Deano?
Yeah!
If you're hearing this, he's finally hit the right button.
Yes, I have, Jonathan. Yeehaw!
Take it for a walk, Deano.
This one's for you, baby!
Take it for a walk, Dino.
That's all right.
Come on now, John!
He's a real pistol. North for 40 bucks.
That's right! Now let's bring it on! What is it now?
Wow. I mean, Conrad Sewell, let your heart out. That's
That is
unbelievable.
Mate, that is a catchy tune. That's a catchy tune, mate.
Mount and Brownie and Dino.
Dino, hey, this is a full collaboration. I'm not taking credit for this. This is a joint collaboration. Brown Sugar Brown and the Button Boys. Hey, don't worry about Niall Horan or what's his name, Garth Brooks, Keith Urban. Get out of our way. We're going on tour.
It's really impressive. We can't even think of anything mean or funny to say about it. It's really good.
It's awesome, and I want it as my new ringtone, Swanee. I'm not kidding you.
Me too.
Chrissy, Sam, and Brownie.
Please welcome Harley. Throw your hands up, everybody. Let's celebrate. Sexy comedian. It's Harley Breen.
Welcome, Harley Breen, as usual, a thrill.
That's what you want, isn't it, sexy comedian? You want your audience looking at you going, geez, he's got good bone structure.
Yeah.
But how can they help
jaw.
it when they look at you?
I haven't laughed for 7 minutes, but wow, look at those shoulders.
Have a look at the jawline on that man.
Harley, you
Yes.
have got a comedy special on Paramount Plus.
Yes. I'll just call it an hour. It's not special. Everyone's got
enough
one.
of that negative self-talk. It does seem, look, in fairness, it does seem like everyone's got one, but how wonderful.
It is. I'm very excited. It was originally called Relentless in my live tour of the nation this year.
Is that about parenting?
It's about a little thing called the spicy cough in the slightest way. Don't think that I'm going to bombard you with the stories of COVID, but it does inform what I chose to do. I moved my family quite abruptly in March 2020.
You're a smart man.
Well, I got out. I went from St Kilda to Daylesford, and I think at the time I was thinking to myself, how can I pay more for my groceries? And so I went out to Daylesford, and then chaos ensued. For starters, I didn't know, you guys might know this, that Daylesford per capita is the lesbian capital of Australia.
I did know that.
I didn't know that. And it's neither here nor there, but the first week that I was there, I was very confused. I was just going, why are there so many women mowing lawns? What's happening? Which is, again, you shouldn't see that and think it's different.
Go past Sam's, you'll see the same thing.
Well,
that's so true.
It's not a strength of mine. I'm not a man of the land.
Well, see, I grew up in country Queensland, and if you saw a woman mowing the lawn, you'd be like, whoop, Dave's in jail, you know?
Yes.
Of course. Yes.
So,
Daylesford, there's a great bookstore in Daylesford.
There is a great bookstore.
I'm going there this weekend. I'm very excited.
I went into that bookstore, and I actually overheard two women they were interlopers, that arrived in a Range Rover, I'd imagine. And one woman said to the other one, oh, that book would match your curtains, which is why you should buy books, isn't it?
That's the reason.
You want them to match.
Is there any other reason? Why else would you do
Was
it?
that a good move? Going out of the country? Because a lot of people have done the country change or the sea change during COVID.
No, I'm not still out in Dallas, but I'm here in front of you, Sam.
Thank you.
And can I ask the logistics? First of all, we want to know if it was a good idea. And secondly, what did you just, as soon as Dan said it, we're locked down, did you get onto realestate.com.au and just find the first place that was available?
I didn't need realestate.com.au. I needed a friend that I knew had a house in Daylesford that she put on Airbnb, and I went, well, you're not going to be renting that out for a while.
Right, got it.
So let me go out there and do some property maintenance. But I happened to be on the project on the 13th of March 2020, Friday the 13th, when all of the announcements came.
Right.
That we were going into lockdown and the Melbourne International Comedy Festival had been cancelled. And then they made me lead that story when we came back from a break.
What?
I don't know how to explain how weird it is to present the news that's about yourself. You know, I just looked down the barrel of the camera and went, in breaking news, I'm stuffed.
Yeah, I'm stuffed. I'm just about to lose my job.
So I just moved the old kids out there. But the problem was I have 3,000 children. And
so was it a good move? I mean, look, it wasn't great anywhere, Harley. I know that's not a news flash for you.
Immediately it seemed like a bad decision, because once we got out there, the restrictions started to get lifted, and I'm like, now I'm out in Daylesford. What have I done? And then about a week later, it went into the longest lockdown. I went, oh, I've nailed this.
Yeah, that's a good feeling.
Ring of steel went up, and because I've got my oldest child is in a shared care arrangement between me and my previous situation, so I could just drive in and out whenever I wanted.
You had the permit.
Yeah, I was bringing COVID out to the regions. It was great.
You're a good man.
So, Harley, the kids were living like it wasn't happening. They were just free running around.
Yeah, chasing kangaroos in 5 o'clock in the morning, and then I hatched a plan to do a road trip with said children and a 1-year-old Kelpie in a Subaru Forester, an inappropriately sized car, and tried to do some border jumps, and got stuck at a Queensland border just in front of a concrete pylon that just had.
You were clever, weren't you? You went the back way.
I went really back. I went so far west, I may as well have gone through the Simpson Desert. I was driving up through some just horrendous towns in outback New South Wales. Shout out to all those people. Hay, Cobar and Burke were the 3 stops that we made.
At the back of Burke.
Woo, me. And then by the time I got to the Queensland border, there was just a concrete sort of barrier with a handwritten note that just said, for access to Queensland, call this number. I reckon I've taken a wrong turn somewhere. This doesn't seem official.
Did you call the number?
Called the number.
This doesn't seem official.
No, and the bloke answered, he's like, yeah, nah, here you go. I went, I nearly started crying. I was like, I'm so close to home.
Yes.
It's my people.
Yeah.
And I said, I'm here at the bloody border, mate. And he goes, you're right, be there in a second. And like 3 minutes later, a cop car turns up. He goes, what are you doing? And I was like, I'm bloody, have I taken a wrong turn? He goes, yeah, about 130 k's ago. You're at a private cattle property at the moment. I said, I've got my permits. He goes, no, I heard your accent. You're one of us. Welcome in. So
really? That's all it took?
That's all it took. Just
One
talk
of
through your
us.
nose.
One of us.
Listen, before you go, because this
Yes.
may be the last time we're on the show, we were having a wonderful chat right off air about midlife crisis.
Yes.
Just, existential and
Yeah.
everything, right?
Midlife awakening is what
yes,
I've called it.
I like that. But what was the beautiful quote that you said that you'd heard?
I cannot give the author of this credit because I can't remember who the quote is from, but I heard that you have two lives. You live two lives, and your second life starts when you realise you only have one.
That's big.
Huge.
That's massive.
Do some Pilates and
Go for a walk.
go for a walk. I'm off the drink at the moment. Sorry, you look so disappointed in
Mate,
the
how
crowd.
good is it? I'm disgusted.
How good is it?
How long? Why'd you do that?
You know what? It's great in the morning and it's horrible at night.
Yes.
I love not drinking in the morning.
Well, another great quote.
gets better.
What's the other great quote from, was it Dean Martin?
Dean Martin, I think he stole it from Joey Lewis. He said he felt sorry for people who didn't drink because when they get up in the morning, that's the best they're going to feel all day. That's you at the moment, mate.
That's exactly right.
How long's it been, Holly?
It has been 3 weeks.
Hey!
But I'm getting back on it. Don't think it's not permanent. Those voices in my head will not drink themselves to sleep.
If you want this wonderful man in your home, Flat Out is available now on Paramount Plus.
Love
Harley
you so
Breen.
much.
Thanks, team.
Do you want to see what this looks like? Well, get the visuals on Instagram. Follow Chrissy, Sam and Brownie.
Chrissy, Sam and Brownie on Nova 100. Ask Brownie's coming up. You can start calling now on 13 24 10.
In very fortuitous timing, given that we're wrapping up this show in 3 weeks, I've got an update on one of your favourite stories, Sam and Brownie and Deano. From my misspent youth, I had a boyfriend. Well, he wasn't my boyfriend, actually. He was just somebody that I negated my entire personality so that he would like me. In my teen years. And I remember it just came to me one time. We were talking about something else and I was like, I remember I was at Anderson Park with a guy that I had a crush on and he was sitting cross-legged on the oval and he said, "Can you run towards me?" And I still remember all your faces, the sheer joy and delight and the questions. And I'm open to answer any of them.
Well, it was like we did inquire as to you saying that you kind of sitting there together, and then he says, "Hey, can you just walk like 50 metres that way?"
Yeah.
And then started running towards her.
Yes.
He's doing wind sprints past her.
And that's exactly,
It's an early beat test.
it was.
100 hundreds.
And I still remember what I was wearing. Like, it absolutely happened. It wasn't 100 metres, though.
What was it?
It was only about maybe 30 metres.
Hey, what's a beat test, Brandon?
Maybe 20 metres it was.
Is it 25 minutes? Yeah.
Yeah.
Up and back, up and back.
And he might have been into, fitness. He was.
Yes. Did you get into the
Sports
stride?
science.
Yeah,
You're
was
like, you're like Flojo down the 100 metre straight?
No, I didn't. I just was just running.
A jog or a run? A sprint?
Stride.
A jog.
And then once you
I said a jog.
once you got to him, what is it? You leap into his arms, or you just
No, I just sat down next to him. And I think from memory, and my memory could be hazy, I think I had to do it twice. I arrived there and he goes, "Get back into
Great
it
rehearsal.
again."
Let's do it again.
From the top.
Take two.
You can do better.
Yeah, and this is the same guy, believe it or not.
I like this guy.
Yeah, you like him, don't
You know why?
you?
Because he spices things up a bit. Why just sit
Well,
there
you know-
on a blanket and I don't know, have a wine or something?
Yes.
Let's get some movement here.
Look, in fairness to him, he asked for what he wanted, which is, a great...
Rare for a man.
That's right. And the other time, he picked me up in his Suzuki Swift convertible. He was cool. He was older than me.
Swifts come in convertibles?
Yes,
Dano.
Jesus.
a Swift convertible, and the top was down.
I've got an angle grinder at home.
Yes, unlike your. By the way, they also come with 4 wheels and working windows and
Oh,
doors,
no.
by the way.
No, it wasn't a Suzuki Swift. Sorry, it was a
Sierra.
Suzuki Sierra.
Yeah.
A black Suzuki Sierra,
I remember
soft
the
top.
Sierras.
Yeah, I was in heaven, and he picked me up, and he pulled up in Burke Road, Camberwell, and said, "I've just got to pop in." And I thought, "Oh, good, he's going to the bank. He's going to pay for this date. This is amazing."
Big up.
Anyway, 15 minutes later, 20 minutes, 45. I'm in the full sun in this stupid car. An hour later, he comes out with paperwork. He'd applied for a loan for a new motorbike while I was waiting in the car.
You know how hard it is to get a park? Mate, that man is a genius.
He was in a loading zone. Maybe he needed me so that he didn't get a ticket.
Aha!
That's right.
Anyway, I told you these stories and you loved them. And there's more stories about him, actually, that, you know, I persisted because I had no self-esteem at all. And you've really enjoyed the story.
How long were you together?
Oh, it was maybe, we were never together. It was maybe a month.
Mm-hmm.
A month.
That's, you know, considering the dynamic and how you say that, you know, your personality was, how would we say,
on ice.
Diminished.
Yeah.
It's amazing you didn't marry him. Do you know what I mean? Like that's a lot of marriages, Swanee, there that last 20 years. The idea that you got out after a month is that there's a positive.
He did his best to woo you.
Yeah,
did he? I don't know what else he's got to do, exactly.
Did he? I was also a vegetarian, which he knew, and he took me to a world-famous meat pie restaurant. I mean, it just got worse and worse, and I kept on coming back. There's more stories I'll tell you off air.
Might be an idiot, by the way.
But this was years ago that I told you, and I think at the time I did a cursory search for him, and I think we couldn't find him, you know, easily, and I thought I'll just let him lie, whatever, because I knew that, you know, it's radio, and you guys would have loved it if he walked in and you could ask him what did her boobs look like when she was running towards you, all those amazing burning questions. Well, I have an update. I was walking out of the well in Burke Road, the same site where 100 metres down the road I was waiting 30 years earlier at the bank. I was walking out. I had my headphones on, backpack on. I was walking because, you know, I walk all the time. I'm walking. I'm at full stride. And this man walks towards me.
Sure, he wasn't running towards you.
No, he wasn't running. He was walking. And this guy had a very specific way of moving. His feet turned out. And...
Oh, like a penguin.
Like a penguin. And we locked eyes. And my memory's not the best. And I was like, that face is familiar to me. But I was at full clip. You've seen me in the wild at full clip. I'm moving.
Kerry Saxby Jr.
Totally. So I clocked him and sort of looked into the ether. Nothing was coming, and I kept on walking. At this stage, I'm walking up Burke Road towards Bed Bath and Table and Adair's, and it hits me. I'm like, oh my God, it's Anderson Park. Old boyfriend, boob running boy.
What's his name?
I can't tell you
Come
his
on.
name. No. And then I'm walking and it hits me and I freeze and I turn around to look at where he is now, and at the same moment he's obviously gone, oh my God, it's Anderson Park boob running girl, and he's turned around at the same time. By the stage we're 100 metres apart.
Yes.
And I've turned around and looked at him and he's looking back at me. And then I just turned around and walked away.
Oh, missed the chance.
But it was definitely him. He lives and breathes.
If you'd started running towards him.
Chrissy, Sam, and Brownie.
The podcast.
Hey, it's Friday, November.
I want some tropical stuff.
I've got a bit of both. I mean, I've got some tropical, but also I've got some stuff from the week because it's been a big week. All right, firstly to you, John. Anthony McDonald, Tip and Woody played his last game in 2021, retired last year. He's coming back. The Essendon star? You'd say star, wouldn't you?
He was a star, yeah.
So he's coming back. He's expressed an interest in returning to the game. Tell you what, when they retire, they like to come back quick.
Yeah, they do. Yeah. Well, long time retired.
Long time retired. You'd love to come back, wouldn't you?
Absolutely, I would.
I know.
Of course, I would.
not
You
gonna
should
happen,
just wring the towel dry. Wring the towel dry.
Game over.
How do you think you'd go?
Terrible.
Would you?
Would not last. Well, it'd be fine if you didn't have to move. The game is so quick now, and that's going to be the challenge. Even for a quick player like McDonald, Tip and Woody, you lose condition. They're so fit.
What if you
This
played
is the
for a
Chrissy,
year,
Sam
just
and
like,
Brownie podcast.
A special case. How would you be able to go into your second year now? A year playing, would you go into your second year workable?
I'll put it into context. I wouldn't get a kick in one of the suburban leagues here. in one of the major suburban leagues. Say,
Jonathan Brown.
Say if I went and played for ball in the Eastern Footy League, wouldn't get a kick, Swanee. You might get a Joe the Goose over the top.
Also, he gets
let's see
injured.
how quickly it drops.
He injured himself on Sally the rowing machine, doing very little.
Exactly.
He's delicate now.
He's a little flower. You're a little
He's
blossom, aren't you,
delicate.
over there?
Hey,
Delicato.
I went through wars.
Here we go.
That only you men could dream of.
All right.
Okay? Many wars for 15 years.
What's the other one you gave me? I've walked over. What is that? You've walked over.
I worked over tougher men on the way to a fight.
That's
Thank you,
crazy.
Shaq. Sam.
Thank you, Shaq.
Thank you, Shaq.
No, but Swanee, it's a good question.
Yeah.
It's the same.
Because it wasn't that long ago that you played, and you are still, for all intents and purposes,
Yeah, right.
to
Can I be
the
honest?
naked
I didn't want
eye.
to do 3 minutes on that.
Sorry, I'm sorry.
Seriously.
Hey, it's like,
We'll do this off air.
Swanee, it's like a club pro, local club pro
Snore.
saying he could go and go and win the Masters with Tiger Woods. It's the same
Yeah, we get it,
difference.
mate. You're cooked. All right? You're done. It's all over.
Move on.
Thank you. I wanted to just say, I've got an update on the Taronga Zoo. You know, the lions?
Yes.
They escaped.
Yeah.
Well, they've released more info, the Taronga Zoo, about the lion escape, which was very exciting at the time.
So exciting.
Citing a clamp failure as the main reason they were able to squeeze through a mesh fence. So the male lion and four... That's good from you, Dan.
Thank you.
The male lion and four cubs played and interacted with the fence for about 20 minutes. Just having a little sniff around.
Dad's
but then they
been naughty.
breached it. And 2 of the 5 lions escaped, right? And then they breached a second fence. One of the
They use wire
lioness...
cutters like Rambo 3.
Yeah, that's exactly what they did.
Yeah.
Exactly what they
And
did.
they crawled through the minefield.
Yep.
To get to the second fence.
That's what they did as well. Well, it's like you were there. One lioness, Maya.
Oh, that was unbelievable, Rambo.
Yeah, we know.
Took on all the Russians.
To take on all the Russians in the third one was amazing. Let's never forget that.
So you want to talk about that, but not Brownie's imminent return to...
Well, the thing was, because he have Colonel Troutman? It was just him and Troutman, really, wasn't
Him and Troutman, it was amazing. He took on 100 Russians single-handedly.
Swanee,
Anyway,
one lioness,
back to
Maya,
the-
and one cub, they chose to stay inside the exhibit. They were quite
Nerds.
sad. I know, nerd biscuits. A couple of biscuit lions there. And then the zookeepers used their relationships with the lions to calmly call them back into the enclosure, right? Although one of the lions did have to be tranquilized. Well, not...
What was
no,
that?
that's not a tranquilizer.
No, have you got Mount doing that great dart?
He's not big
Remember?
game. He's not big game hunting out there.
No, I don't have blow dart. That was a pretty good one.
There was a
Glenn-
blow dart.
Sounds like Glenn McGrath on his show.
Oh, dear.
They sent Glenn McGrath. they sent Glenn McGrath in, and those lines they tightened up real quick.
Yeah, I bet.
Sharpened up.
They
real
ran
quick.
back into the
Back in.
enclosure.
And then they locked the gate behind them. They really went full away in when they saw McGrath. Pigeon coming in. Full kit. I wanted to also mention, I've been wanting to mean this, I want to mention this all week, but Salt and Pepper got inducted into the Music Hall of Fame, Swanee. Salt and Pepper.
Well earned.
Come on. Of course, Salt and Pepper, Swanee. A trio.
Yes, with
Salt,
of course the great
Pepper, and
Spinderella.
you're the best. Well done. Hey. He's got a body like Arnold with a Denzel face. Mate, are you kidding me?
What a man.
Does he exist? Does he? Because they would like to see it.
Body like Arnold with a Denzel face.
I believe this song starts with an homage to the little-known third member. First line is Spinderella cut it up one time.
So anyway, Salt.
I hope Coolio.
Shoot was a good song.
Sheep's a good
I
song.
hope Coolio, in the same sort of genre, I hope Coolio was in the Hall of Fame.
Do you know my favourite? My favourite Salt and Pepper song is, I love them all, but I really love the one, I can't think of what it's called, but it goes, if you really want me, baby, let me know. Because if you... Anyway,
Yeah, I know
let's
that
talk
song.
about Rambo.
Well, all I'll say
I
about
believe
Rambo
that was
is
playing in the Russian prison.
if you did have a mentor, Colonel Troutman wouldn't be the worst man to have. He's, man.
Mate, he's solid.
He is.
He's as solid as a rock.
Hey, the other thing I wanted to listen was Brownie earlier on in the week. You ridiculously mentioned that I'd be heading over to 3AW.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
Now I just wanted
So
to.
ridiculous.
I just want this on the record. Why would I go to a station, right, that has the levels of professionalism, where they don't support their newsreader, right? This was during the week, and Tony Tardio, the doyen, the voice of Melbourne radio, he's there trying to do his job, right? And you don't want to throw anyone under the bus, and mistakes can happen, but the tech guys in there, they really need to just help your newsreader. That's all I'll say. Just help him. Don't do this.
The man responsible for the massacre of 17 people at a high school in the United States has been sentenced to life in prison. Jonathan Kersley reports.
Oh, the blind factory.
The blind?
That is... Oh, Jonathan's face is cringing now about it.
All right, there's one more that I'll go to ads.
Really? We got
One more and I'll go to ads.
All right.
The man responsible for the massacre of 17 people at a high school in the United States has been sentenced to life in prison. Jonathan Kersley reports.
Oh, the blind factory.
Ever wondered what happens in the studio? Check out Chrissy, Sam and Brownie on Instagram.
One man. Many questions.
Why do crumpets take so long to cook?
What does the toothfairy do with the teeth?
Who's going to get the rowing machine? Obviously not you, Sam, because being the tight ass that you are, you didn't weigh in.
Have all the answers.
I run on me face.
Ask Brownie.
All the questions, all the answers. Liv from Seaford. Let's get cracking.
Good morning, Liv.
Hi. I'm so sad that you guys are leaving next year. We're going to miss you.
Oh, that's sweet, Liv. We'll miss you too.
Who's your favourite, Liv?
I think Brownie.
Whoa!
Thanks, Liv.
Well,
You're a gorgeous young girl.
You have an audience now with Brownie. You can call every day if you want until we finish. But right now, what is your question for Jonathan
Let's go,
Brown?
Liv. I love Liv too, because I've got a daughter named Liv.
Okay, my question is, if all of the monkeys on Earth evolve to be humans, will all the monkeys that are on Earth right now become humans in the future?
Great
Great question.
And I've often thought it as well, Liv.
But I don't think we're from monkeys, though, are we, Liv?
I don't know. I'm asking you.
That is magnificent.
Well, great
Liv.
comeback, Liv. Same shade that I copped from my daughter, Liv. No, my gut feel is... Actually, no, you know what? I'm not going to say gut feel.
Gut feel.
Go with it. Go with your gut.
I've got to be very careful where I go with this. But all I'm going to say is I don't think we came from monkeys or apes. So we have a connection. I reckon we're connected somehow, but we're actually not from monkeys.
So no evolution?
No. Really? So monkeys, that's why... Hence the reason monkeys don't turn into humans in our current life.
You're going to tell Liv that the Earth's flat as well?
No, the Earth's not flat, Liv. Anyway, go and Google it, Liv. You'll be fine.
Go another happy customer. Melbourne Zoo, you got a family pass. Also, we'll give you a family pass to the Big Bash League. It's Melbourne Renegades return to Marvel Stadium for Big Bash Family Fun on the 18th of December.
I like Liv. A bit of sass.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't know.
good,
That's
Liv.
why I'm asking.
Have a good day at
Exactly.
school, Liv.
Leanne from Don Valley.
Hi there. How is everyone?
Good.
Who's your favourite on the show, Lily?
Summer John.
Yes, Summer John. Yes, he's limited edition too. He's only here for 3 weeks, Summer John.
John's big.
I know.
copped
I've been
shade.
listening.
I copped
All
shade
right.
from my wife last night for being Summer John. And I said, I'm just going to roll with it.
Yeah.
I'm rolling. That beard staying.
Absolutely.
Stay. The late night drinking, stay.
Yes.
Mine's starting to come along.
Let's go. Okay, Leanne.
All right. So when you have a shark, a thrashing shark, so a shark that's upset, why is it that when you cover their eyes, they calm right down?
I mean, for starters, a very brave person that goes in with 2 hands and cups them over a thrashing shark's eyes.
Yeah, I didn't know that was actually the case. Did you? I didn't know that.
Actually, it is the case. I am a marine biologist in my previous life, I guess. But when you do research on a shark, you bring sharks on board a vessel. If they're thrashing, you can grab a mat and you put it over top of their eyes and they'll calm right down.
Same goes for hawks.
If you're a marine biologist, Leanne, why are you ringing up asking me?
I know.
For some bit of fun.
I'm trying to stump you.
Apparently, Lee Matthews used to do that to you in the early days, didn't he? Just to calm you down when you're a bit, aggressive.
No.
Leanne hasn't got the memo that it's not Trick Brownie.
Leanne, I'm going to obviously, two professionals just engaging with each other. And I am going to go with, actually, no, I'm not going to go with it. I'm just going to tell you what it is. You put it over their eyes to calm them down, to make them feel like they're in their mother's womb.
That 100% feels correct.
You've done it, John.
Thank you. Another happy customer.
Another happy customer.
That's amazing.
So good, brother. 6 bottles of wine.
Triumphant fist bump.
Another happy customer.
Another happy customer.
Don't need to go back to Leanne.
No. She's gone. She's gone. Enjoy authentic Italian cuisine paired with the perfect chocolate Zonzo. It's in the Yarra Valley, and you got 6 bottles of wine.
Are we going to do a last one, or are we too late?
No.
Oh, no, Jack.
Yeah, we'll do another one.
Shane, what do you got for Brownie?
Hey, how you going?
Good, mate.
I'm just wondering why is milk white and Sam Pang's not allowed to help out Brownie this time?
Oh, Jesus. You're not a dairy farmer, are you, Shane?
No, not dairy farmer. I was just called in a few times, asked a couple questions, and this was a question one of the boys asked me.
Good. Give away a few pies.
Well, you know the fertiliser they put on the grass to keep it nice and green and get the clover going for the dairy cows. They eat it. Well, that's white, and then obviously it acts like a food dye and turns the milk into white.
Is that true?
Absolutely.
That was the perfect
It is not true, Sam.
What was that, brother? Say it again.
Same for breast milk when babies, like humans.
Yeah. What? I want to know now.
What are you asking Jonathan for?
Well, you're a man of the land. You know, your dairy farmers, all your hillbillies down there in Warrnambool, you're supposed to know this stuff.
It's a protein, Sam. It's a protein that causes the colour to be white. Much similar to when it changes, when a mother or a cow has a baby, the early milk is actually yellow.
Correct, bitch.
Colostrum.
Next caller.
Whoa.
Bee stings in the old or colostrum.
Correct.
Yeah.
Well done, mate. You've done it again. And Shane, you've got a $200 make-out meal
Shane,
voucher.
if that ever comes up in like a trivia competition and there's actual money on it, don't give that out.
Don't go with the fertiliser one.
Nah.
Go with the second one.
Ever wondered what happens in the studio? Check out Chrissy, Sam and Brownie on Instagram. Sandi Toksvig, a comedian, author, television presenter. You may have seen her on The Great British Bake Off or QI. Also, earlier this year, Chrissy spoke to Sandy on the project about visiting toilets in Melbourne.
There's one still, I think, at Gordon Reserve near Spring Street.
I
wonder
love
if you'd
this.
go with me.
I will go with you. We'll get a
take.
takeaway coffee and go and look at some toilets. That sounds like a dream come true.
What an adventure. Here's Sandy.
Welcome, Sandy.
It's so nice because I feel like I already know you. I already have a friend.
I know. And, I tried to track you down after that interview, but it felt like a very odd message to write. Hi, Sandy. My name's Chrissy. We spoke about public toilets, and I'm wondering if you really meant what you said about going to visit them.
Absolutely. I was like, I like the odd adventure.
Yes,
I think that
me
sounds
too.
great. Yes. But we've already had a hug. And we're going on the road together, are we not?
Oh, yes.
Sandy.
Sandy's decided that I'm going to open for her as we go around the country. Is that what you want me to do?
I've never had anybody open for me. That sounds terribly exciting.
How long does he have to do, Sandy? Because at the moment he's probably got a good 15 in him. Last one, I'm not so sure.
What we call a solid 15.
Yeah, solid.
Wow.
Whoa, what's going on there? I wouldn't say solid. There's
it's not
there's
solid.
a couple of songs at the end, Sandy, but that's fine. And some Q&A, but we round it out. We get there. Your show, though, this show at Hamer Hall, which is a beautiful venue. How excited to have you in our city about to do shows at Hamer Hall next weekend. What can people expect? Because I'm assuming it's not 20 minutes with Q&A.
No, it isn't. It isn't. So I'll be bringing lots of curiosities and facts and stuff. I'm afraid I'm going to be ashamed to tell you there are pictures of my dog dressed up as the Archbishop of Canterbury. I'm just going to warn you now.
There's no shame in that, Sandy.
I feel very bad about it.
Well, everyone needs a closer. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
That's your big one.
One of the things I discovered during lockdown, I'm sure we all made certain discoveries, I discovered that I had a penchant for buying books that you can't believe have been been published. And I have brought some of them with me.
How good is this?
Yes.
Jeez.
This is great.
So
You haven't got my book in there, have you?
Oh, yeah.
Sorry. Here's one. Here's one.
Look, Sam,
to add to the
you're going to
Oh,
take that
my
one on
goodness.
stage. That's Brownie's book.
That's right.
Brownie,
yeah.
I'm going to
Read it out. I
I'll
want to
read
hear.
that out
I want to
during
hear your voice.
You are
reading
not
the
going to
title.
read that.
Life and Football, Jonathan Brown.
Yes.
Hey, that'll be a big hit with the Melbourne audience.
Yeah, just go
Maybe
straight
Brisbane.
away.
Yeah.
No, I brought some of the books with me. I'm going to be reading out from them. One of my absolute favourites is 50 Ways to Use Feminine Hygiene Products in a Manly Manner. And I...
Can you give us a sneak peek of one way? I can't.
Oh, it's absolutely fantastic, and I recommend this. Okay, so if you take a panty liner, those ones that have got the wings that you if you put it on your hand and you put the wings on the back of your hand and use it for dusting, thing doesn't come off. It's absolutely fantastic.
That is not.
Gee, look at you. You're all in, Brownie.
See, this is a book that you think did not know I needed this book. It has a great idea in
My
it.
wife's been sick all week and I've had to do all the housework. That might come in
I don't know if
handy.
they'd fit over your
big
football-affected hands.
A maxi would.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, absolutely.
This is not where you thought this conversation was going to go.
No.
Imagine my wife comes good and I'm out in the kitchen just dusting away.
Yeah, there you go.
What are you doing with the back of your hand? You use it on the front of
the
your
front.
hand.
I thought you said the back of the hand.
No, you put the sticky part on the back of the hand so it doesn't come off.
Oh,
Yes.
okay, beautiful.
Wow, you're going to need diagrams as well as the
He
instructions.
needs the whole book.
Yeah, I
Sandy.
know.
One of the things we talked about on the project as well is that you like to customise your shows to the city, and people love that, don't they?
But also I want the audiences to tell me because this is my first time. This is very exciting. I've never toured.
I can't believe you've never toured.
No,
here.
I've never toured here. I've never been to Melbourne before. We open in Canberra tomorrow, and I've never been before. So I've just discovered this thing, which I was very excited about. I like to know the origin of names, and I looked up Canberra. Any thoughts? Do you know?
No.
Lord Canberra?
No. So it's most likely from an indigenous word meaning the hollow between women's breasts.
Really?
Don't you want that to be
did
true?
not know that.
Yes,
I want that to be
do
true.
want that
Absolutely.
to be true.
Yes, so I'm going to find out. I'm going to find out if that's true or not.
And that also goes with the fact that Canberra used to be the only place that you could buy sex aids.
What?
In this country, they were illegal. Apart from Canberra, you could get fireworks and vibrators.
Fireworks and pornos.
Yeah.
What was the thing about why Canberra?
I don't know why, but that was as our nation's capital. It seemed to be the place that was first. It was early adopters of things, and the rest of the country caught up.
I mean, I feel the city must have pride. This is a marvellous thing.
I've always said this, though,
It's
Sandy. If
marvellous.
you do want some fireworks,
Yeah.
I've got an uncle who can sort you out.
Have
I mean,
you?
you don't have to go to
No,
Canberra.
that's sweet of you.
I'll meet you in a car park.
How long have you been in Melbourne? What do you think of it so far?
I literally just arrived. I have so much jet lag. How long does it last? Please, can somebody tell me? Oh, really? That's not a good face.
Well, I think everybody's different. I
Okay.
deal with it very badly.
Oh, it's like being in porridge, I think.
Yes.
Like walking through porridge.
Yes.
Did you eat on the plane? Because I've heard, or not I've heard.
It's a big flight. I know
It's a
it's
big flight.
something.
I tell you, we had to go to New York and I had to run the marathon the next day.
What?
So we did a lot of study and they said don't eat on the plane. That helps avoid jet lag.
Do you know how bad I feel now? That I can hardly speak and you ran a marathon.
I know.
It just makes you feel unwell. I can't even look at you.
So we're doing 42 Ks after this, Sandy. Once the interview's finished, it's going to run it out of you.
Can I? I've got to ask this because many people would have seen you, taking over from Stephen Fry on QI, and then also the Bake Off.
Yep.
What do you enjoy the difference between television and then these live shows?
The live shows are the other thing. I love theatre and I love, in lockdown, that's the thing I missed. I missed that moment. And every single show is different because the audience is different and I encourage them to talk to me. So I will be looking, for example, for national Trevors. So, yeah. So this is the thing. I think that everybody's done something in their life but that has gone unheralded or unrewarded. So I was talking to a friend of mine and she said to me, she was teasing me and she said, oh, it's all right for you, Sandy. You're a national treasure. I hate this expression. Anyway, her husband was in the kitchen doing something with a panty liner, I think. And he said, who's been calling Sandy Trevor? And she said, no, not Trevor, treasure. And he said, I still don't understand what the hell is a national Trevor. And I just thought, this is marvellous. This is marvellous. People should be national Trevors.
A national Trevor is much better than a national treasure.
So much better. So I give out badges to the audience if they have something that they've done in their life. Third in a sack race at school, didn't really get rewarded. We've all done something, right? That you just think, why did nobody pay attention in that moment in my life.
Do you get an extra prize if you have one of these accomplishments and your name is also Trevor?
I am looking forward to this.
Yes.
I believe it's quite a popular name.
It is.
I'm looking forward to meeting actual Trevors.
Oh, God.
Yeah, I think we could maybe start a boy band of Trevors.
Yes.
Yeah.
Sandy, we're so lucky to have you. Hamer Hall this November. Tickets at bombpresents.com. Getting quick, especially if you could be a potential national Trevor.
I'm just saying, it's a thing, you know.
Getting quick, though.
Yeah.
They'll sell out.
They will,
Again,
yes.
bombpresents.com. Thank you for your time.
Oh, this is lovely. I'm just going to stay here now and be quiet.
Please do.
Chrissy, Sam and Brownie.
Gardner, good luck for your Iron Woman stuff this weekend.
What happened to your shirt,
Thanks,
Gardner?
Dean.
Did you
I
just
spilled
spill
coffee all over me
yourself?
this morning.
Well done.
Yeah.
that's a.
Thank
I think
you.
that's good luck for whatever you've got ahead.
I tell you what, that used to happen to me when I was breastfeeding, but it was coffee coming out of my boobs.
Oh.
So I actually understand that. I
Bang.
understand it.
Good luck tonight in Sydney.
Thank you very much, Dean. Now listen, we're burying the lead. How have we waited till 4 minutes past 9? Episode 3 of Childish Deano drops today. Has it already dropped? Sorry, what's that on the ground? Is it dropped?
It's been dropped. It's been delivered.
So it's available now at Childish Deano. Either what on
Instagram,
TikTok, YouTube.
Yes, go to Chrissy Sam and Brownie page. But I just want to say about this episode, Sam Pang makes an appearance.
This one. Yeah,
Has he got more lines than usual?
Not much, no. I think you'll be surprised.
Yeah, he's 5-word Pang.
He's 5-word. He's a 5-pump chump.
Yeah,
And
sure is.
John, for the money I was paid, you're lucky to get 5 words, by the way, too. No, mate, episode 3. Have you got something to play?
Yeah, I got something to play. It's this episode. Dino goes to work with his mum because daycare need a break from him, and this is just a short interaction he has with his mum at his mum's. Childish Dino, it's about me. I'm a kid. I'm 8.
I'm going to give you full iPad privileges today, and if you stay out of trouble, I'll let you watch Lethal Weapon tonight.
Yes! Shh. Oh, yes.
Deal?
I'll be such a good boy, I'll make the Pope look like a pile of shit.
Yes.
Go have a look.
Bang.
There's a couple of SHIT words,
Yeah,
but hey,
hey.
all good.
All good.
Hey, enjoy comedians too.
All the best.
All
See
the
you.
best.
Have a great weekend. See you Monday.
Hope we see you Monday.
Hey, everybody, it's Friday. What does it mean? End of the week, look back, what it was, what it is, what we did, what we didn't. End of the week, you're getting out of bed with your alarm ringing at your head instead of getting ready for the weekend. Let's go through the week. Little bit of Brownie, a little bit of Chrissy. Somewhere in between there's Pang, that's all 3 cheap times. Celebrate, it's Friday! We put our hands up to the start of the weekend. With the cheat sheet of the week. All right, let's go. On Monday, Kate Langbrook was on the show, and we talked about a new television program, My Mum, Your Dad.
There's a beautiful woman on the show. I love her and I love her son Sam. Her name's Mel. She was married for 28 years.
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus.
And she was cheated on for 28 years.
Wow.
Whoa.
Now, I
Well, he seems
defy...
consistent.
Tom Gleisner was in to talk about the final show of Have You Been Paying Attention for 2022.
The Queen's death and Britney Spears' first husband showing up at her wedding. I think they're probably the two
See, I've
biggies for me.
forgotten that
Gone.
too. That
Gone.
was amazing.
Is it just me, or Britney this year seems to be lacking the steady hand of a conservator? Is it just me? You know, there's the...
This week is the first week of the We're Moving, so we'll rip everything out of the studios apart from the microphones and throw in some walkie-talkies month of the show. Anyway, it sounds about as good as me trying to explain what's happening. Have a listen.
Hey,
how was the evening, Jack?
How was it, brother?
It was so good. Like, I feel bad teasing it because you can't even get tickets anymore, but for everyone that's got tickets, you're in for a treat.
You sound,
I cannot believe what I'm hearing.
Sounds drunk.
Yeah.
Sounds really drunk, or like a ransom
Just
voice.
for our listeners too, by the way, Jack is, you know how when we normally talk to him, he just gets on the mic and we talk to him. He's a metre away. That's what he sounds like.
Everything's been unplugged
Can you say
in
the
this
words,
studio.
give us $1 million if you want to see your kid again?
Give me $1 million if you want to see your child again.
Yes.
Oh my God, that's terrifying.
Also,
That's
no
terrifying.
deal.
Exactly.
So how was it?
Higher.
I'm tired of using technology. I need you right in front of me.
Sam reminded us about the blood moon.
You might want to turn your eyes and your gaze to the stars tonight because there's a blood moon eclipse tonight. And blood moon, of course, what you had after the marathon. And you ended up in hospital.
Blue moon, you saw me standing alone.
We talked about one of Sam's past relationships.
Lydia Thorpe, of course. Green Senator Lydia Thorpe.
Your ex-girlfriend.
Your ex-girlfriend.
Yeah, well, yes, my ex-girlfriend, and all from grade 5, and also she was in trouble recently, of course, for failing to disclose a relationship we had with ex-bikie Rebels president Dean Martin. So all I'll say is she likes a bad boy.
We then talked about the possibilities of them getting back together.
Lydia gets an email. Ding, it says Sam Pang. What's in the subject
What does
line?
it say?
Remember me? Bad boy number 1.
Brownie noticed an article that was in the papers today, as he will just say right now.
It's in the papers today. The article was the latest contestant in Love Island. As a particular type, she likes AFL footballers because she revealed that she's slept with over 10 AFL footballers.
Oh, who hasn't?
So there you go.
This is the time for Summer John.
She's get back in the game.
We're genuine friends on this show, and to prove it, we started talking about organ donation.
Would you give me a kidney?
Well, my footy career's finished.
Have you got both of them?
I've got 2 of them. Yeah,
If I needed one, would you give me
spare one? Well, you mightn't be the same blood type.
No, I don't care. That's just semantics. I'll take either of your kidneys, but the way you've been at home lately, I don't want your liver.
We mentioned the egg incident with the King.
King Charles and Camilla have had eggs thrown them by a lone protester.
They hurt.
None of the projectiles struck the couple.
Oh, good.
The lone protester was heard shouting, "Your son and I are married. We love each other. When will you accept me as part of the family?" So, wow.
Wow, indeed, Sam. And, of course, to finish up, we had an air check yesterday with PD extraordinaire Bradley Dan, and he summed up exactly what this show is.
I like to think of this show when I put it together back in the 80s.
Yeah.
It was like a Suri Mill in the cup. And I like to think of Deano as the cup.
Yes.
Brownie, you're the noodles, strong and tall. You do go soft when you get in hot water. But anyway, your backside falls apart. But Chrissy, you're the hotness. You're the water, yeah?
Right.
Yeah.
You're the little satchel of MSG. That's you.
Well, that's it from me. Hope you have a wonderful weekend. I'm out of here. Bye!
Chrissy, Sam and Brownie. Ripper Show will be back tomorrow. Chrissy, Sam and Brownie. Oh, unless it's a weekend.
Over 100.